Hi, I'm Christian from airplantshop.com. In today's video, we're going to cover the very important topic of watering your air plants. Now, one common misconception is that air plants just survive on air, but they definitely do need to be watered. And our preferred method of watering is called the soaking method. And that's when you completely submerge your air plants in water so they can become fully hydrated. Depending on the quantity of air plants that you're needing to water, you could use a small bowl, you could fill up your kitchen sink, or if you have a lot of plants, you could even use your bathtub. Now, a lot of people ask us what type of water to use, and we realize that most people are going to use the municipal water that comes out of their kitchen sink. In this case, we often recommend that it's good to off-gas the water overnight so that the chlorine dissipates. One way to know if the water is really good for your air plants is if it's something that you're comfortable drinking. If you drink the water right out of the tap and you don't smell any odd smells, then you can go ahead and use the water right away. If it smells a little bit like chemicals or there's a little bit of chlorine in there, we recommend leaving the water to sit overnight. Now, if you have access to pond water or river water or even a freshwater aquarium, that's definitely the ideal water to use. But not everybody's going to have access to that, so that's why today we're just using the water that comes out of our sink. We recommend watering your air plants with the soaking method every 1 to 2 weeks. And we give a lot of variation there because it totally depends on the climate that you live in and whether or not your air plants are inside, whether you have the heat on that's perhaps making the air a little bit drier, or maybe it's really humid and they can last a lot longer between waterings. Some air plants are a natural indicator of dryness, and those are going to be the ones that have flat, wide, open, hard leaves. When it starts to get too dry, they're going to curl in and sort of become tubular. And some species like Tenuifolia, Brachycalis, Capitata, Auranthos are really going to show this trait. And they're gonna also show dryness a little bit before other air plants that maybe are dry but aren't telling you. So whenever you see this happening on your plants, you know it's time to water all of your air plants. Now I'm going to fill my bowl up with water and begin the process of watering these air plants. Now I'm placing the air plants into the bowl of water. Gently place the plants on top of the surface and you'll notice that some of them tend to float to the top, and that's because there's a lot of pockets of air inside, and that's completely normal. Over the next 20 to 30 minutes, you may have to come back and push the plants to be completely submerged as they'll float around to the top. After the plants become wet, you'll notice that some of the colors become a lot more vibrant. For example, here in the Medusa, you can see how at the edges of the leaves, it actually becomes purple. And of course, the pinks and the reds just become a lot stronger. Now, it's important to make observations on what the plant looks like when it's fully wet like this, and then remember what it just looked like when it was dry. Because when we go to dry our air plants, you won't know that the plant's ready to be put back into its container until the color returns to normal. Now that we have our plants resting in their water bath, we're going to wait 20 to 30 minutes and we'll come back and start the drying process. Now, after the 20 to 30 minutes have passed, it's time to start drying your air plants. We're just going to use a towel here and we're going to take them out of the water and place them there to dry. Some of the plants that have a cup in the center hold water there, so it's good to give them a little bit of an extra shake to make sure that all of the water leaves the center. And then to assure that it dries successfully, we'll place it upside down here on the towel. A couple different air plants that we sell have more specific watering instructions. Those are mainly Tillandsia Xerographica and Tillandsia Tectorum. So make sure to check out our other video linked below to learn more about those species. Otherwise, that's everything you need to know about watering your air plants.